Tamjamus, I don't know why people have hurt feelings. Where if you insult them, they gotta throw you out of the room. I don't do that shit. Someone insults me, I'll get up there and insult them back, except the homos. I like to dot them just for general principles. But I'll sit there and fight anyone. You know that as well as I do. But when you insult some of those admins in that room, they can't handle it. They gotta toss you out of the room. To me, that kills an insult room. That's the reason I keep the homos in there. People like to beat them around.
No, the reason you keep them fucking naked faggots in there running around with G.I. Joes and Kung Fu grips hanging out of their ass is because that fat fucking Mexican will take your hat if you bounce one of his boyfriends out. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think he's looking for some free food or some fucking flowers this Christmas from one of them fucking queers. But you know it as well as I know it. The last time you bounced them fucking faggots out of the room, he took your hat, dead man. And then he bounced you out of the room and left you out of the room. And then every time you went to mic up, when he did let you back, he bounced you out. You know what I mean? Now, is that chicken shit bullshit or what, dead man? I'd just like to hear it from you, brother.
Of course it is. I mean, if he wanted to fight me that night like he said he did, well, why in the hell toss me out of the room when every time I got the mic to start fighting him back? I would say one word and out I'd go. For a half hour, 40 minutes, an hour, then he'd let me back in, start up with me again about the guys I had on my picture. The minute I key up, out the door again for another hour. You remember that night, Tam?
And you only got back in was because we were all busting his chops about it, okay? And then Tam came in the room, and then Tam got sent out too because he was going to start saying some shit about it. The point that you hang out there. It's the point of, like, you lost all your dignity in that room to that fat motherfucker, and you did, before all our eyes, before all our eyes. Alright, I mean, one day he punked you on the mic, then when you tried to fight back, he punked you, and you still stood there. You can't use the hat in this room anyway. Why does it mean so much to you? Why is that fucking hat? Every time you use that fucking hat, I see you take it right off. Because he bitches at you for using it anyway.
Yeah, and you're one of the best, you're probably one of the best admins in these rooms that I've seen, dead man. And I ain't blowing smoke up your ass, you know what I mean? If you bounce somebody, they usually deserve it. And I think a gay fella running around with a fucking drippy condom hanging out of his ass cheek, naked in an insult room, is good enough reason to throw that faggot motherfucker out. You know what I mean? And, but yeah, I was in there kicking his ass because he was doing that shit to you. And he got mad at me. But see, I had your back on the deal. You know what I mean? I don't tolerate that shit. And then ain't nobody got it down to you, Tamjamus, the great almighty Tamjamus. So I leave his room for 2 weeks, and what's he do? Roll out the red carpet, dots everybody in his fucking room, and then when I point that out, what a sissy he is, and he looks like such a pitiful pussy in front of all his fucking gift-sending bums he's got in there, then he really got mad. You know what I mean? I really rubbed a tattoo wrong there. But I like it. It's fun. That's what it's about.
You know, dead man, it's not really about you hanging out in there, man. I'm telling you right now. As far as I'm concerned anyway, you want to save face and like my eyes, and I think a lot of fighters that's seen what happened. Man, if I was you, I would just throw that fucking hat right in Fat Boy's face the next day he logs on and fight him. Just fight him and throw that hat in his face, and I'll stick up for you. If he bounces you or any of that shit, I'll stick up for you. I'm sure Tamjamus will give you a hat in here anyway if you wanted one. But, dude, that's what you need to do, one way or the other. It don't matter to even have a hat in that fucking room. Believe that.